Dark Monkey. Dark Monkey is gonna be an S tier. Hello gamers, my name is KK and today we are making the tier list for the tier 0 towers. Everyone is making the tier 5 towers, everyone is making heroes, etc. and all the dumb shit, but we are unique because we are making the weakest of them all, the tier 0 towers. Let's begin. But before this, press the like button and subscribe right now so that we can get over this quickly and begin the freaking video. Let's go. So, we are gonna give the rankings to our towers in the order that we have here. And one of these towers will become the God Tower. Which one of these? Tell me in the comments right now. So, let's begin. The first one that we have is Alchemist. Alchemist is a really solid tier 0 tower. If not many of you know, but Alchemist is a really good opener because it has the popping power and it deals damage over time to 2 layers of Bloons. So before round 10, Alchemist is one of the most potent towers out of the tier 0s. He doesn't cost a lot of money and the usage for the money you get is really solid, which is why I place him at A for now. Maybe we will change him to S, but for now he's between S and A. Why is also the good thing about Alchemist is that you really want to have him later on in the game, and you are securing the buffing spot that you want to have by placing him, and he also deals the damage in the early game. So it is a win-win situation. Farm. Farm is not the best tier 0 tower. Let's put it in the C. Because if we are judging solely tier 0s, Farm is bad. Because the only thing it gives is $60 per round and it costs $1,200. It's a very bad return on investment. And also the thing about these farms, you need to save up a lot of cash for the farm, as I already mentioned, and it doesn't give you a lot of money, and usually it's fairly difficult to place it in the early game, and you also cannot use farm in the chimps mode, unfortunately. So for the starters, it's a pretty bad tier 0. Bomb Tower or Cannon. I would put it in the B. Why? Why B? Because Bomb Tower is not good, but it's not bad either. The thing that defines Bomb Tower on the tier 0 is the splash damage and the ability to pop the LEDs. It's a really good passive ability to have, to being able to pop LEDs, but Bomb Towers cannot pop the Black Bloons and the Zebra Bloons, which is quite a big handicap. Also in the beginning, Bomb Tower is alright, but it's significantly worse than Alchemist. They have the similar properties, but Alchemist's splash range is bigger and he attacks faster than the 000 Bomb Tower, which is why I place the Bomb Tower in the B tier. Boomerang Monkey. I think we have another B tier. Why B tier? Because Boomerang is pretty weak on the tier 0, let's be honest. The good upgrade paths of Boomerang is of course the Mob Press, Mob Dominator, maybe more Glaives in races, but not the tier 0. Tier 0 of the Boomerang is kinda garbage and you don't want to use it most of the times, which is why it's gonna be B. But why is it B and not C or F? Because Boomerang has pretty good peers for this tier 0, and Boomerang also have the curved path for the Boomerang attack, which can work really well on some maps. This is why it's B tier. Dark Monkey. Dark Monkey is gonna be an S tier. The first S tier, and I'm gonna explain to you why. Dark Monkey on its own is not good, but we won't judge him on its own because Dark Monkey is cheap and you can place 3 Dark Monkeys in the beginning of every chimp's playthrough. Meaning that when you have 3 Dart Monkeys, they are a real deal. Most of the Chimps openers are based around 3 Dart Monkeys openers, and they are really solid, which is why I rated the Dart Monkey at S. Dart Monkey in BTD6 really differs from the other BTD games because this Dart Monkey has, I'm pretty sure, 2 pierce. So each dart can pierce 2 Bloons, either 2 or 3. I don't really remember accurately, but the thing is, it's more than 1, like in BTD5 or BTD battles. So this Dart Monkey is more potent than Dart Monkey in the other games, and when you spam them, they can deal with the beginner rounds, even on Chimps mode, very, very easily. Druid is another S tier. You can place only 1 Druid, but he will be basically almost the same popping power as the 3 Dart Monkeys. Druid on tier 0 throws 5 wooden pieces, let's call it this way, and these wooden shards pop, I'm pretty sure it's 2 layers each, either 1 or 2 layers. Regardless, it's either 5 or 10 popping power from the get-go. So the Druids are really, really good in the early game. It's probably the best tier 0 tower because it's cheap, it's $460, it has good pierce, and it shreds through most of the Bloons before round 15 using just 1 attack. And if you upgrade the Druid just onto the 1 path, either top path or middle path, he will have the almost double the amount of DPS. Top path is gonna be double. The bottom path, he has 60% increase in the popping power. So this is a really solid one. Next one is the Glue Gunner. Glue Gunner, who are you? It's not F for sure, it's either C or B probably. Let's put it in the C, because 000 Glue Gunner is pretty much useless. You rarely use him, and maybe you could use him in some challenges, but not much else I can think about the 000 Glue Gunner, because his usage is in the Moab Glue mainly, and probably in races the other 2 paths, only tier 5s. So the Bloon, how's it called, Liquefier or something like that, and the one that has like octopus ability. But tier 0 is pretty lame. It's just glues just 1 Bloon and the glue disappears pretty quickly. Helicopter. Heli is an A tier. I would put him in the S tier, but he is too expensive, way too expensive. It's the most costly tier 0 tower except the Super Monkey, but you get pretty solid tower for this money. It's $1,640, and Helicopter, if you micro him well, is a really good tower that can carry you on the 000 up to round 20 to 22, depending on the map you are playing on. I was able to pull off a lot of good things on the expert map using Helicopter. You use Heli on the geared map a lot in the Chimps mode, etc. And it is a really solid all-rounder, except the price. If the price was smaller, it would be an easy S tier. Next one, Ice Tower. Ice Tower is an A tier. Surprisingly, I know, but the Ice Tower, even on the cheaper upgrades, like the 2nd tier upgrades, this is a really good tower, and it has the very useful role in the gameplay, stunning the ceramics on the round 63 and 76 and 78. Which is why I place the Ice Tower this high. Ice Tower is not that powerful in other scenarios, except the scenarios for the ceramics, and when you can place Ice Tower in the curved Bloon path, where Ice Tower can freeze all the area around it. For example, the Candy Waterfalls map. Other than that, Ice Tower is not as good, but these 2 scenarios are so freakishly good, and you get him get this tower for very cheap, and the usage is really, really significant, I would say, which is why it's A tier. Next one, Monkey Ace. B tier. It's not A tier because first, Ace Micro is not that difficult, but for most of the players it's very, very annoying, and most of the players don't even know what Ace Micro means. For those who don't know, Ace Micro is when you change the targeting priority of Monkey Ace so that it flies over the balloons on the path, balloon path you need to be popped. Just as simple as that. You need to learn the what's called Ace Micro muscle, but if you practice enough, it's not gonna be as difficult. Ace Micro is almost useless in the global scheme, because the only time we really need to micro Ace tower is when you play early game, or if you wanna to complete the chimps mode with the ground zero and then the tower bomba. Other than that, it's not gonna be useful to you, which is why it's B tier. Ace has alright peers and it's not bad for the early game, but B tier it is. Boat, same B tier. I cannot put it in the A tier because it's not tier 2 tower, it's tier 0 tower tier list. So why B tier? Because bomb towers are not that good. Not the bomb, the boat tower, Buccaneer. In the tier 0, what can the Buccaneer do? Pop, I'm pretty sure 3 layers with the darts they have from their cannons, and shoot from both sides. So if placed correctly, the bomb tower can deal alright damage, but the attack speed is pretty low on the tier 0, and you're not gonna get very far with this one. Without monkey knowledge, you can't even begin the game with this tower, I'm pretty sure. So the Buccaneer cannot solo the beginner rounds on most of the maps, and it's a B tier. Submarine is an A tier because Submarine is cheap and it has the homing darts. They are solid for the beginner game. You usually can start the chance mode on the water maps, of course, water or mix between ground and water. Using Submarine, it's gonna be 1 dart, 1 submarine on the chimps openers, probably on the Haunted map, and of course you are not gonna start chimps on the #ouch using the strategy, because there is only one way to start this chimps, but it's still a very solid tower that you use, and you use it in the early game. Submarine, if we compare it to the Buccaneer, is much more competent against the balloons in the early rounds, I would say up to round 10, and when you add the Dart Monkey, or maybe a few other towers, but probably the Druid, it's gonna become much more competent, and it just outweighs the Buccaneer. Monkey Village. Monkey Village on tier 0 is C because it's just useless support tower at this tier. Monkey Village is amazing at tier 2, but it's garbage at tier 0. It takes a lot of money to place the Monkey Village, and it gives you literally no bonuses except the slight range increase for all the towers in range. But it's not even the thing that you can notice. It's just, I would say 5% or 2%, something like that. Mota Tower. Mota Tower is either A or B. Mota Tower, I would put it at A. Why Mota is so good? I'm putting him at A just because of the same thing all the other towers are here. The good usage in the narrow scenarios. 000 Mota is good in races. For you oftentimes begin races using Mota, 000 Mota, and Ice Tower. Or Ice Tower, I would put it this way. because it deals splash damage, and I'm pretty sure the splash damage is limited to around 60 bloons at a time, but it's more than enough to have a good starter for the race. And you can play with the mortar in the regular games, but mortar is kinda difficult to micro for the majority of players. It's a piece of cake for the experienced ones, but this tower is pretty good at this tier. It has its use, and you definitely can play with the tier 0, which is why it is A. Ninja, same thing, either A or B. I'm gonna swallow the tough pill and I'm gonna put it in B, because Ninja at 000 is not so good. You always want to have your Ninja at 100 in the early game, because it's significantly better. It's 100 attacks quicker and it has the bigger range. 000 Ninja is not so good. I would put it in the same boat with the Buccaneer, if you get my joke. Because they are not as good on their own, but they have pretty good upgrades later on. But we are judging just the tier 0s. We're getting closer and closer to the God Tower. Now, Sniper. Sniper is an S tier. 000 Sniper is a really good tower for... It's same thing as with the submarine, but it's slightly better. For the chimps openers, you can begin Dart Sniper, and it's also a viable opener, not for all maps, but for all beginner and intermediate maps, and some advanced and some expert maps. Because usually you need to play on the longer maps if you are opting for this kind of opener with Sniper, because snipers are rangeless, but they need time to deal the significant damage. Also, the snipers are really good for the cleanup of the Bloons that leak and go by the main line of defense. So snipers have really good uses in all game modes, including chimps and half cash, and they are the regularly used ones, and we need to appreciate them more. Spike Factory. 000 Spike Factory, I would put it, let's put another S tier, because recently Spike Factory was better, but I don't know for what reason Ninja KV nerfed the 100 Spike Factory. It was really good, significantly better than 000, but they buffed the price of the 100 significantly. But here it's just 000. 000 on the longer maps can solo the beginner rounds. It is really good to start some Odysseys, because we all remember those Odysseys when you are forced to start with the Spike Factories, and they do deliver. They do not disappoint ever. Spike Factory is a really solid tower in the game, and it really needs more appreciation, which is why it is an S tier. Now the funny one. Super Monkey. 000 Super Monkey is either C or F. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the F tier, because it's such a big disappointment for the beginner players in the early game. I remember the first time when I placed the Super Monkey in BTD 5 when I was just a kid, and I was playing it in the browser as a flash game. I saved up for the Super Monkey. I thought, okay, the most expensive tower in the game, it should be strong, it should be able to overpower a lot of Bloons, and the moment I place it, I win. Imagine how disappointed I was. Because 000 Super Monkey is bad in BTD 6, 000 Super Monkey is bad in BTD 5, in BTD battles, and pretty much all the other BTD games. Super Monkey is just not good on the 000, and it costs a lot. You would be better off if you placed the 6 Dark Monkeys instead of 1 Super Monkey. Wait, why 6? 1 Super Monkey costs 2,500 bucks. Or no, 27 if we are going for the hard mode or chimps. Dark Monkey costs 215, meaning that you the equivalent would be 9 Dart Monkeys, and 9 Dart Monkeys are significantly better. So there are so many good alternatives to the $2,700 spent on this useless Super Monkey that you're kinda don't wanna buy it ever, unless you're going for the Super Monkey strategy. It is how it is. Now the tech shooter, it's not so good on the tier 0. Okay, let's put it in the C, because I don't think it's worse or on the same level as Super Monkey, but it's not gonna be highly rated. Why? Because it's pretty bad on most of the maps, except the maps where you have the circle or curved bloom path. So it's in a similar boat with the Ice Tower, but it's significantly worse, and it has bad popping power on 000, and it's just not good. Tech shooter 00 is bad. Wheezy Boy, where are you going? I guess B tier. It's in the same boat with these two towers. Wizard is not good on the tier 0, but it gets much better later on. For example, Wall of Fire is tremendous. Then the Necromancer is really good. The Dragon Breath is alright. Same goes for the Arcane Spike. Arcane Spike is really solid. So Wizard is good on the higher tiers, but for tier 0 it's just lacking in terms of range, damage, and overall utility. Darting Gunner is an easy S tier. Darting Gunner, you can micro it, and it has the popping potential, I would say even higher than Druid, and it is also a rangeless tower. You place it and you micro it however you want to, and you win. It's as simple as that. Darting Gunners are straightforward. They can pop a lot of balloons, and if you upgrade them, they can pop pretty much all balloon types in the game. So it's an S tier. Okay, Engineer. Tier 0 Engineer is gonna be B tier. I think most of you thought that Engineer is gonna be the C or F, but no, it's B tier. I thought of putting him into the A tier category, but I cannot, because only double gun Engineer would go into the A category, but tier 0 is just not so good if we compare it to the A tiers. Why B? Because Engineer has its use in the early game. You can start some of the chimps strategies with the Engineer opener, but it's very rare. For example, you use the Engineer before round 20, you are forced to place it in the geared chimps, and Engineer really makes a difference in some of the maps because of the stunning ability. I'm pretty sure it's called Bloon Pin or something like that. This pin is able to stun the balloons right after the Engineer popped them, and for some narrow scenarios it's a very essential skill that Engineer possesses, and which is why we use him. But in the other scenarios it's not so good. Tier 0 Engineer has low pierce, low popping power overall, and it doesn't have the homing attacks, and okay, it's a B tier. And boom boom, God tier. Camo, Regrow, Red, Bloon. If you get the joke, press the like button. Okay guys, subscribe right now. Press the like or dislike button depending on what you think about this tier list and the video itself. Tell me your thoughts in the comments. How would you rate those towers, and where do you agree, where do you disagree? It's always an interesting discussion. See ya in the next one.